Packers. Joey Porter headed to his first Pro Bowl. And a hard-hitting secondary, which has lost cornerback Chad Scott to a broken thumb. Deshae Townsend starts in his place. And now we have a whistle.
Over here.
And we get a timeout called, it would appear.
Timeout, Pittsburgh. That's the team's first charge.
Well, the timeout could have been called. The Cleveland Browns, Greg, they went with the no huddle. They started out with 4 wide receivers. The Steelers, they were waiting on it. They thought this might happen, but they did not make a good adjustment.
Boy, has this been a tough series so far this season. In week 4 in Pittsburgh, Todd Peterson's game-winning 24-yard field goal attempt on second down, blocked by Alvin McKinley. But the Steelers recovered. That gave Peterson another shot, this time from 31 yards out. He won the game, 16-13. In the second meeting, week 9 in Cleveland, Heinz Ward, 20-yard touchdown catch from Tommy Maddox that began 20 unanswered Steeler points. Pittsburgh, and the comeback won it 23-20.
You know, you look at what the Cleveland Browns are doing. Chad Scott, a starting corner for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's out. And anytime you lose a starter, you got to move all the guys that are behind him one space up. The Cleveland Browns, they like their wide receivers, so they're saying, why not let's take advantage of that and maybe come out, spread the field, and throw the football.
Morgan, Northcutt, Kevin Johnson, and Andre Davis are the wide receivers on 2nd and 9. Play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. He didn't get it off.
Delay, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Our referee today is Bill Carollo. So the delay of game will push Cleveland back to the 16-yard line.
Well, after timeouts, a lot of times quarterbacks lose sight of the play clock. You know, they're not used to the timing of it or whatever. Kelly Holcomb, I'm sure they had a pass run play called, so he's running around telling everybody what it's going to be. Just took too long.
Straight drop for Holcomb. Good protection, throwing far sideline. Diving is Kevin Johnson. And it's ruled a catch on the far sideline. 21 yards and a first down.
Boy, nice throw by Kelly Holcomb. Gets wonderful protection inside. The Steelers, they're playing a defense that's going to make you throw it to the outside. And Kevin Johnson, everybody you talk to on the Cleveland football staff of players, they say his hands are terrific.
And Bill Cowher has just issued the first challenge of this game. Took a look at the replay on the scoreboard here and said, we're not going to go along with that.
And, you know, just watching that catch by Kevin Johnson, Greg, Kelly Holcomb, the coaches, they just said his hands are amazing. And we asked Kevin Johnson about that. And he says, well, I'm the next quarterback.
Pittsburgh is challenging the ruling on the field that it was a catch. We'll review the play.
Let's take another look.
Remember, if he catches the football cleanly, snags it, it looks like maybe part of his knee, any part of that body hits inbounds, it's a catch. Oh, he's bringing the football in. We might have to look at this one a couple times. Elbow hits down inbounds. The question is going to be, did he gain full control of the football before he landed out of bounds?
Now, this is really interesting as Bill Carollo goes over to take a look, because if this challenge fails by Pittsburgh, the Steelers have burned 2 timeouts before 1 minute of this game has gone by.
Yeah, this is a good challenge, though, by Bill Cowher. Early in the game, take away the other team's momentum if you can. You know, how I was taught, and a lot of coaches still teach it, in the first half, don't guard your timeouts like they're made of gold. Use them when you think you've got to. In the second half, be very careful. Always try to save them, because you're talking about the end of the game, and it could be the difference in winning and losing.
This is what Bill Carollo is reviewing.
If this ball was caught cleanly and he didn't pull it back in, there's no doubt it would be a catch. He does gain control of it.
Incidentally, those of you...
Look at that. He caught the back end of the football. brings it in. It looks like he's got control. Oh, the ball hits the ground. You know it hits the ground. You can see the big mark on it.
Sure. The start of Bill Carollo's interesting day.
Well, let's see. We pick up right where we left off last year. The AFC Championship game. We had about, I don't know, 6 or 7 of these types of plays.
On this very field. Yes. Our statistician, Ethan Cooperson, says snow and controversy is our legacy.
That's right.
And
See,
the snow has begun to fall again as we take another look.
All right, let's watch it. First off, Kevin Johnson catches the back end of the football. We've said that. When does he gain control? Looks like he has it right there, but then the football hits the ground.
And that may win Bill Cowher his challenge right there.
Yeah, it could, because every time you see the official, Bill Carollo's backed away now, and I think what they're doing, let's see if I'm right, where was the football? What yard line? What down's it going to be?
It would be a 3rd and 14 at the 16 if this is.
After reviewing the play, it's been determined the receiver's knee got down inbounds. However, the ball was loose when it hit the ground. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass.
He was tricking the fans. He let them on, and then he was teasing them.
You can't give it all away at the top.
Yeah, that's right. And Bill Carollo is just saying the receiver's knee does hit in bounds. Looked like maybe his arm did too. But the football, he does not have total control of it, and that's why it's ruled an incomplete pass.
And it is now a 3rd and 14 for Butch Davis's Browns. Jamel White, number 30, has come into the game in the backfield. Holcomb steps up from the shotgun down the sideline, has a man open and hit him. Inside the 30, Kevin Johnson to the 10, the 5, and dragged down just short of the goal line. 83 yards. Brent Alexander saved the touchdown.
What a throw by Kelly Holcomb, and what a job by Kevin Johnson. Last night, Kevin Johnson said, look, if we get singled up outside, which this is, we've got to take advantage of it and make plays down the field. Hank Poteet is on the coverage. Again, that's the 4th corner covering a starting wide receiver. That is a good matchup for the Cleveland Browns.
William Green in the backfield, takes the handoff, looking for the goal line. Touchdown. One-yard touchdown run for the rookie out of Boston College.
Good tough run by William Green. The blocking is just okay up front. He cuts it back. Brent Alexander.
Oh,
he was down before he went into the end zone.
He was indeed. That knee came down before he stretched the ball.
I would say, though, Greg, since you're already down, you've used one challenge, I would not waste it here. I would go ahead if I was Bill Cowher, let it go, and save that challenge for later in the game.
The extra point is good. 13:44 to play in the first quarter. Cleveland jumps out to a 7-0 lead. It was Kevin Johnson's 83-yard catch and run that set up William Green's touchdown, and the Browns have jumped out to a 7-0 lead.
Now, will Kevin Johnson want to tell everybody he could have thrown it better than Kelly Holcomb did? Because he was bragging to us last night how well he can throw the football. I believe him, too.
Antoine Randall L., number 82, deep from the 11. 25. Almost to the 30-yard line before he is brought down. And let's go back to that long throw.
There's Kevin Johnson. Here's Hank Poteet. But the thing to look at is there's nobody to the top of the screen helping out Hank Poteet. Kelly Holcomb, of course, sees it, go to the spot where there's less defenders. He makes, let me tell you, that was a terrific throw for any quarterback, but especially a quarterback making his first playoff start and only his fourth start of his career.
Tommy Maddox, a team record 62.1% completion this year. The pitch to the right side. Zeraway cuts it back across the 30 to about the 32. Let's look at the Pittsburgh offense. The line features 50-year guard Alan Faneca heading to his second straight Pro Bowl. Here's quarterback Tommy Maddox.
The keys to today's game for us is to control the line of scrimmage and get the running game going and force them to get the 8th defender in the box to try to stop the running game and open up the passing game a little bit and take advantage of some throws down the field.
Listen, there's Mike Malarkey, the offensive coordinator, but Tommy Maddox explained it well. Run it well so they crowd the line of scrimmage, then you throw it down the field.
To about the 34, and let's check out the Cleveland defense up front for the Browns. Two big defensive tackles, Gerard Warren and Orpheus Roy, will be key against that running game. Former Steeler Earl Holmes is that middle linebacker for years, Pittsburgh's leading tackler. He was Cleveland's leader this season. And the secondary, Fuller, Little, Griffith, and McCutcheon. Earl Little, the Browns' interception leader with 4. Chris Fuamatu Ma'afala is in the backfield. 3rd and 4. Maddox from the shotgun goes down back at the 25-yard line. Number 96, Kennard Lang, got through.
Well, one of the things, a couple reasons why the Cleveland Browns are in this playoff game. Butch Davis says, my big guys up front, Kennard Lang, number 96, he just overpowers Kendall Simmons. They are doing a good job stopping the run here of late, and the 4 of them can rush the passer pretty well.
Tom Ruin, the ex-Denver Bronco, will kick it away. Dennis Northcutt, who returned a punt 87 yards against the Steelers earlier this season, takes it to midfield and out of bounds. Good operational position for the Cleveland offense, and we come back right after this. Well, as we got ready for this game and talked to various members of the teams, it appears that if anybody's ready for this game, it was that man, Butch Davis. He is as fired up as anybody in a white uniform or the black and gold out there.
Yeah, Butch Davis, as some of his players says, he eats, drinks, sleeps, does it all. Everything is about football.
4 wide receivers again for Holcomb. We get penalty markers on the play. That pass is off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Quincy Morgan.
It looked like one of those old style footballs when he threw it. It had so much white chalk on it.
Offside, defense, number 92, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Jason Gilden jumped early. It'll be 1st and 5.
Well, there's the Browns going again to the no huddle, just lining up at the line of scrimmage. So they're kind of copying. It's interesting. I should have known this, and I thought it, but they talked a lot about the New England Patriots and the Oakland Raiders, what they did to them.
This play is going to go nowhere. William Green wrapped up by Deshae Townsend.
And, you know, a lot of times, Deshae Townsend comes in, makes a nice tackle, recognizes the play quickly, a little different looking play for the Cleveland Browns. But why you do this against the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's hard to run the football against them. If you spread them out, maybe you can take away some of their aggressiveness.
On the draw from the blitz, William Green is wrapped up by Gilden.
So, Greg, you know, again, just you do this, you want to make the defense think. They don't have as much time to plan what they want to do against you. Early in the year, it worked very well against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. There's Tim Lewis, defensive coordinator. And even Bill Cowher said he was, I'm sure they're not surprised by this. He talked about it and said it wouldn't surprise me to see the Cleveland Browns come out in a hurry up, 4 wide receivers and try to take advantage of the fact that they have a missing cornerback.
The measurement is going to come up short for the Browns. It'll be that much shy of the first down. Butch Davis talking about how, these Browns, it's been almost nip and tuck every single week of this season. Late game heroics and late game failures. And he said, I've been on the job 22 months. I feel like I've aged 5 years.
Every game, it seems, for the last 5 or 6 has been a playoff game for the Cleveland Browns.
3rd and 1. Not going to get there. Lee Flowers and Kendrell Bell, who was in doubt right up until game time with a sprained ankle.
Well, you know what? That's right, Greg. We didn't even think Kendrell Bell was going to play. But now when you watch this play, you understand why Cleveland's playing 4 wide receivers that might thinking about throwing the football. Watch 97 Kendrell Bell. Just speed at the linebacker position, athletic, makes it hard to run the football on him.
High floater. Randall L. Fair catch called for and made at the 6-yard line. 38-yard punt, no return. Tommy Maddox back to work on offense after this. We remind you, for complete coverage of the Wildcard games, including our exclusive photo gallery, CBSSportsline.com, or on America Online at our keyword CBS Sportsline.
What do you mean our photo gallery? Like, is there like pictures of you on this thing? You laying around your pool?
Batman is here. Zeroaway and Kreider in the backfield as Tommy Maddox goes to work, and he's going to throw. And he bounces that one. Plexico Burris, number 80, his intended receiver. Boy, Tommy Maddox, if there's a better story in the National Football League this season, it's kind of tough to find, because he has literally come from nowhere to leading this team into the postseason. I can't say nowhere. He's been everywhere.
He's seen it all. Denver, St. Louis, the Giants, the Falcons, insurance salesman, Arena League, XFL. Quite a travel. And
on 2nd and 10, out to the 15, out to the 18-yard line is Amos Zeroaway, and that's enough for a first down for the Steelers.
Well, Amos Zeroaway, he is starting today just because Bill Cowher said he just can make more happen right now. When you're playing a team like the Cleveland Browns, they're pretty good with their front 7. Amos Zeroaway gives them the opportunity to go outside and inside. And Greg, you heard it too. Talking to the Cleveland Brown players and the coaches, they fear him maybe even more than Jerome Bettis, because they know he can make one of those 20 or 30-yard runs on you every time that he touches the football.
Well, he offers quite the change-up to Jerome Bettis' style, doesn't he? This one will go nowhere, back at about the 15 or 16-yard line. Dwayne Rudd wrapped him up.
Dwayne Rudd, athletic linebacker, plays well. But, Greg, I want to talk a little bit about Tommy Maddox. I was probably a big supporter of Cordell Stewart and thought even many times this year that he should have been their quarterback. Then I started watching film. There's Cordell Stewart. And then, especially when I watched the film, and then I watched practice, I really realized I was wrong, because Tommy Maddox just throws it better. He throws it in rhythm. And the biggest thing he does, he gives the wide receivers a chance to make more plays down the field.
Maddox going to give somebody a chance here. Going to go far side. Burris is there. Out of bounds just short of the 40-yard line, and another first down.
And what a throw by Tommy Maddox. That ball you talked about, when he skipped it, he got a big clump of mud on it, and he couldn't do anything with it. This time, no mud on the football. Able to step into the throw, look at the spiral, nice velocity, and a good job by Plexico Burris.
Now, what you said as we watch the Steelers, the offense seems to flow better with Maddox as the quarterback.
Well, he even admits it. He goes, wow, this offense, best one he's been in. Everything just makes sense.
Maddox. Oh, what a grab by Burris. Out of bounds, midfield, first down.
Well, what Tommy Maddox, the analyst, said as he was doing the lineups is happened. They ran the football a few times. Cleveland crowded the line of scrimmage. Now there's only one person outside to cover the wide receivers. So look at that. Dalen McCutcheon's the only guy. That's a pretty nice catch, wasn't it? Makes it easy when you're 6'5" and you got arms that are about 8 foot long.
Ball right at midfield. First down, Pittsburgh. Back to the ground game. Picking his way through to the 46. Kevin Bentley and Gerard Warren making the stop on 0.
You know, before I keep talking about Tommy Maddox, so Cleveland, their nightmare is if Pittsburgh does run the football, they're worried that it's just going to put too much pressure on their pass defense if they do crowd the line of scrimmage. Just to tell you, that time they crowded it, and they still gave up 4 to 5 yards, so that's not a good sign for that defense.
This is Fuamatu Ma'afala. Cuts it right and is cut down at the line of scrimmage. May have gotten a yard to the 45 before Earl Holmes, the former Steeler, made the tackle.
Well, Earl Holmes is just to describe, he's a tackling machine. That's what he is. He was here in Pittsburgh. Look at him now playing a different defense in Cleveland. In Pittsburgh, they have 4 linebackers. In Cleveland, only 3 plays, so it was different. He struggled early, but as Butch Davis says, he's figured it out, and he has been terrific the last 7 or 8 games of the year.
3rd and 5. Maddox going to throw. It is incomplete. Overthrows Antoine Randall L., the rookie out of Indiana.
Yep, Tommy Maddox, I want to talk about him as the day goes along. Always very relaxed throwing the football. That's why I think he throws it so well. Just sits back, stays on his back foot, and just lets it go. But that time, a little antsy, and it made the football go a couple yards too far.
Tom Ruin to kick it away. Dennis Northcutt standing back at his own 10. Fair catch called for. Northcutt makes the catch at the 17-yard line. 6 minutes, 16 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Browns with the only touchdown of the day so far. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Harmon Katayan at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. 6:16 to play in the first quarter. The Browns with the ball in a 7-0 lead.
You know, I'm not worried about getting hit with the snowball today, because if any fan in this stadium can hit me with the snowball, sign them up, because they got one hell of an arm, because we are up there and far away from the fans.
Kelly Holcomb back to work at quarterback for Cleveland. Play fake, time, over the middle, complete to Green. And Green to about the 25-yard line before James Ferrier brings him down.
Well, nice job by Kelly Holcomb. I just think the Cleveland Browns, I wouldn't be too anxious to test that Pittsburgh run defense. Oh, William Green, he's a little nervous there, isn't he? He wants that ball in his hands, and he wants to go. What did he say to us last night about the Pittsburgh linebackers? Man, they just look good. They all got those big arms hanging out of their jerseys, and he's right, they are good.
Green on 2nd and 3. Not going anywhere. Casey Hampton, the big nose tackle in his 2nd season out of Texas. Yep. And Joey Porter doing a little more jawing on the field.
Well, you look at Casey Hampton, and Bill Cowher says if you drew up what you want a nose guard to look like in the National Football League, this is the guy. Not overly tall, just short, stout, is a very good athlete, good feet, and he is impossible to block in the run game.
Crowd comes alive on 3rd and 4. Far side of the field, and that is complete, and a first down to Dennis Northcutt.
Well, Dennis Northcutt really on a safety, Mike Logan, but first off, you get a little different look from the Pittsburgh Steelers on the blitz. Cleveland has a tremendous advantage. They see this team twice a year, so they know how to pick up some of the blitzes. And again, Dennis Northcutt, experienced receiver against the safety out in the flat. That's tough for Mike Logan to cover him.
Green to try the right side. And is shoved out of bounds just across the line of scrimmage.
You know, to make some analogies, Cleveland is used to seeing Pittsburgh's defense. They play them twice a year. It's like when teams never weren't in the division with the Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning's play action passes would destroy him. And I guess, well, maybe this is not good either. If you don't play Michael Vick twice a year, it's hard to defend him because you just don't realize what it is until you see it. And since Cleveland sees this defense all the time, they should adjust to it well.
From what I saw last night, you could see Michael Vick every day and not stop him.
Well, that might be true.
2nd and 9.
He's got a little of that Steve McNair in him. He can make a 120-yard pass and look like 300.
Holcomb running out of time. James Ferrier, number 51.
You know, so many quarterbacks they don't want to take a sack so bad that they throw into trouble a lot of times. James Ferrier, 51, does a nice, he waited just long enough. The Cleveland Browns offensive line did not seem, snuck around and makes the sack, but Kelly Holcomb did not force the throw.
Interesting talking Kelly Holcomb as you take a look at the linebacker sacks. Steelers linebackers lead the NFL. Jamel White in the backfield, Holcomb from the shotgun. Another blitz. Just got it away. Complete to Mark Campbell, the tight end. Not going to be enough for the first down, and on 4th down, that'll bring the punter Chris Gardocki on.
Well, the Steelers must have liked that series because they got guys free going at the quarterback and almost caused trouble twice.
Chris Gardocki, in his 12th season, has never had a punt blocked in the National Football League. Randall L. is deep. Sidesteps a tackler, sidesteps 2. Trying to turn the corner, up the sideline and out of bounds across the 25-yard line. Nice job by Antoine Randall L. And now we get a penalty marker on the sideline. A few extracurriculars out of bounds. Number 82, Steve Hayden, was perhaps in on a late hit. Let's check Bill Carollo.
Personal foul, late hit, out of bounds on the kicking team during the return. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, timeout.
Well, that wasn't just out of bounds. That was way out of bounds. I don't think even Steve Hayden can argue that one. 2:42 to play in the first. We remind you, you can log on to SuperBowl.com, get complete playoff and Super Bowl coverage. And on game day, you can vote for the Super Bowl MVP only at SuperBowl.com. America Online's keyword is SuperBowl.com. Zeroué and Kreider in the backfield on first down. It's Amos Zeroué straight up the middle and room to run. To the 40, the 30. Brought down inside the 25-yard line from behind by Robert Griffith.
That is just good blocking up front by Jeff Hardings, Kendall Simmons. Watch Amos Zeroué, nobody in front of him. Boy, Kendall Simmons, number 73, gets out and gets Earl Holmes completely out of the way. And Amos Zeroué shows the speed to get those extra yards. Watch Simmons, nice job. Kendall Simmons, first-round draft pick from Auburn, very athletic for a big old lineman.
Zeroué gets a breather. Bettis in the backfield. Maddox over the middle, intercepted inside the 5-yard line by Dalen McCutcheon. McCutcheon to the 15, the 20, to the 30 and out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Wayne Gandy, the tackle, ran him out of bounds, and so the Browns thwart that threat with the interception.
Well, Tommy Maddox throws it because he gets the defense he wants. But, Greg, if you remember, he threw a pass almost exactly like this down in Cleveland for a touchdown. Dalen McCutcheon, he goes, I remember seeing this. Heinz Ward coming up, and look at McCutcheon. Never took his eyes off the quarterback. That enabled him to come under for the interception. Maddox throws it exactly where he wants it, but McCutcheon has seen it before, reacted well.
Foge Fazio on the far side, in the snow, happy as a clam. William Green, the lone running back behind Holcomb. And Green with the handoff for a couple.
See, familiarity, we talked about it. The Browns, they play the Steelers twice. If you follow the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, and I followed enough, and I even talked to Bill Cowher about it, the route that Tommy Maddox just threw, they call it a skinny post. That is their number one throw. They throw it every game 2, 3, 4 times, and they like to throw it to the sidelines too. So the Browns know that. They looked for it, and McCutcheon just made, he just made a nice play on the football.
2-yard pickup on the previous play. It's 2nd and 8. Green once again goes the other way, trying to turn the corner, and he's brought down from behind by Kendrell Bell, last year's Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Well, I would say probably almost every game that William Green has played in, that would have been a 5 or a 10-yard gain. But really, the Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers are just so good and so athletic. The defense is built around them for them to make tackles and have success. That Kendrell Bell outran him and chased him down.
William Green said those Pittsburgh linebackers are tough. Every play is a tough hit.
Look at this. Kelly Holcomb's doing silent snaps. They're on 3. Keeps using that leg.
Time runs down. Didn't get it off in time.
See what they're doing. Kelly Holcomb raises his leg. Almost always that means snap the ball. But they're doing it 2 and 3 times.
Delay a game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Well, I wondered that time if perhaps Dave Wallabaugh was calling out assignments on the line and really wasn't looking when Holcomb raised his leg.
He could have been, Greg, but they're doing it so the Steelers won't get clued into what the snap count is. And watch this. He looks like he's having a knee-jerk reaction. He's like, snap that ball.
We've run out of time in a contentious first quarter, to say the least. That's the end of one. Cleveland 7, Pittsburgh nothing. We'll come back to Heinz Field right after this. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Sees him out of the corner of his eye, and it does distract him enough. And I can see why it distracted him. It looks like Lewis might have got there too early.
Well,
Anton Renner actually is moving out of the way.
And that's just a mistake by the rookie. That should have, a ball that should have been a fair catch. The turnover gives Cleveland the football at the Pittsburgh 32. Holcomb going deep. Down the sideline, touchdown! Dennis Northcutt. He beat Poteet down the sideline. And that's the 2nd time today that Holcomb and the offense have picked on Hank Poteet.
You know, Greg, it's just look to, like we said, the first long throw to Kevin Johnson. Look at the Steelers. Here comes the safety on a blitz. The other safety's in the middle. There's nobody to help Hank Poteet. Just good timing by Bruce Arians on the call and a perfect throw by Kelly Holcomb.
The Browns score a touchdown in the first minute and a half of each quarter for the extra point. And it's good. 14:38 to play in the first half. Cleveland has jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Kelly Holcomb, the touchdown pass to Dennis Northcutt, 32 yards. His numbers on the day. And the Browns lead it by a score of 14-0. Randall L. looking for redemption. Flags it down at the 10-yard line. And doesn't quite get to the 30 before he's wrapped up. Chris Aiken for the charge to lead the tackle, and we have penalty marker down. And he appears to be hurt. Randall L. trying to get to his feet.
Personal foul, face mask on the kicking team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So this is going to advance the football close to the 40. Let's go back to the TD pass.
Dennis Northcutt, here's Hank Poteet. Kelly Holcomb is watching the safeties. They're in the middle of the field. He picks the right side to throw the football to. And Greg, it's like you said, we were talking about during the commercial. You get somebody hurt, it moves everybody up the pecking order. The Cleveland Browns very aware of it and taking advantage of it.
Chad Scott is the missing piece in that secondary for Pittsburgh. Maddox rolling, looking, throws, and that is complete across midfield to Heinz Ward, number 86. Maddox decked back at the 30-yard line, pulled off the turf, 14-yard pickup and a first down.
Well, the Steelers, for the second time today, getting very good field position, using the play-action pass. And anytime you use the play-action pass, the quarterback and the thought is to get the football down the field. Give your receivers more time to run down there. Nice catch by Heinz Ward, protecting the football.
You can't say enough about the season that Heinz Ward has had, headed to his second straight Pro Bowl. Not much there for Amos Zeraway. Orpheus Roy with the stop. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
You know, you're right, Greg. Heinz Ward just happens to be, you know, so many players. I mean, how many guys can you talk about when you talk about the NFL? There's just so many good players, but Heinz Ward doesn't get his share of the publicity. Maybe he's just not flamboyant enough, but 112 receptions, a terrific blocker. I mean, he does it all.
And that picture that you saw there is probably the only time you won't see him smiling.
Yep, I'd smile too if I caught 112 a year as a receiver.
On 2nd down, straight ahead. And Zeraway not getting much past the 45 of the Cleveland Browns. A 4-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 6.
You know, too, it's we were talking to Heinz Ward. He just goes, you know, you hear so much about wide receiver. He wasn't complaining. He just was stating the fact that all these duos and all the great tandems you have in the league, and then you look at Heinz Ward and Plexico Burress, and nobody has been more productive as a twosome in the NFL. And as I said to start the game, Tommy Maddox, the wide receivers, they're the reason why the Steelers are in the playoffs.
3rd and 6. Maddox with time, over the middle. Caught at the 25-yard line by Ward. He's not the fastest. He doesn't have the greatest hands. He's just an awfully good receiver.
Yeah, he is. And what they do, they have a receiver coming in first to the inside. Tommy Maddox looks. He's not open. He throws to the second receiver coming to the inside. That's Heinz Ward. Wow, what a nice adjustment to the catch. See the first receiver, then the second receiver coming behind. Good job by Tommy Maddox.
Steelers to the Cleveland 25. Back to the ground game. Zeraway. And not much there. This game has been marked thus far by 3 big plays by the Cleveland Browns. Kevin Johnson's 83-yard catch and run to set up the first TD. Dalen McCutcheon with an interception. And then Akins with the fumble recovery.
We're wrong. There's 4. Of course, Dennis Northcutt's touchdown catch.
Oh.
That wasn't big enough for you? Boy, you know, you got to have.
We're prioritizing in the snow.
Okay.
2nd down. Maddox tipped at the line, intercepted. 25, 30. McCutcheon with his 2nd pick of the day. As soon as the ball is tipped, that has to be a quarterback's nightmare.
Oh, it is. It is. The worst to see him tip, but what causes tip balls usually is penetration by defensive linemen.
Well, winter wonderland here in Pittsburgh as the snow continues to fall.
Now, if you're Tommy Maddox, you just got to say, okay, guys, be ready. I'm going to keep slinging it. Don't let the interceptions take back or make you play different from what you are.
William Green to about the 31-yard line. Let's check in with Armin downstairs. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. Well, definitely a sense of frustration building here on the Pittsburgh sideline on both sides of the ball. Before they went out defensively after that last touchdown, both Kendra Bell, Joey Porter talking to their defensive teammates in no uncertain terms, telling it could not happen again, and Porter actually bringing Poteet over to talk to him personally to tell him to keep his head into the game. Greg, back to you.
All right, Armin, thank you. Pittsburgh, 3 turnovers in the last 5.5 minutes. Cleveland with a 2-touchdown lead in the football. Green going nowhere. Jason Gilden.
You know, the Browns, they just got to run the football just for, I don't know, to make it look like they're trying every once in a while, because, Greg, you know, when there's a reason why the Pittsburgh Steelers are number 1 in this league against the run, because most teams just say to heck with it, they throw it. And that's why the Steelers are 20th against the pass, but mainly they're the 20th against the pass because it's just impossible to consistently run the football.
Jamel White now in the backfield on 3rd and 10. Holton throws near side, overthrows his intended receiver, Kevin Johnson. It'll be 4th down.
And the best way to protect your secondary is to pressure the quarterback. And as Armin Katayan said, Hank Poteet, you know, corners, quarterbacks, whatever, you just got to have a short memory and just keep playing.
Well, you know, we talked about that pecking order and everybody moving up, and that's what Kevin Johnson was saying. Well, you know, the Steelers said they were very confident in Deshae Townsend replacing Chad Scott, and Kevin Johnson said if he was as good as Chad, he'd be in there.
That's right.
Randall L. scoops it off the turf. 35, room to run, midfield. Past him, down the sideline. Antoine Randall L for the touchdown. He returned to kickoff 99 yards for a touchdown against Cincinnati for his first NFL TD. He goes 66 yards here.
Boy, the Steelers can take a breath now, but Antoine Randall L fumbles the last punt, and look what he does this time. And he didn't make any side-to-side moves, as Bill Cowher would say. He went north and south, and the speed, the quickness, he has been some addition to the Steelers football team. I think Bill Cowher is looking at him now. What's he doing, Greg? Saying, we're even. We'll tell you why later.
Jeff Reed for the extra point. Just like that, the Steelers special teams get them right back into it. 14-7, Cleveland. A reminder, coming up, the Nextel halftime report. Jim Dion, Dan Boomer, special guest Shannon Sharp of the Denver Broncos. They have the latest playoff news. They'll talk with Oakland Raiders wide receiver Tim Brown coming up on the Nextel halftime report. As you see, Antoine Randall L has authored the first ever punt return for a touchdown in the postseason for Pittsburgh. Slow bouncing ball at the 25-yard line, picked off by Mark Campbell and returned to about the 40.
Mark Campbell on the return.
Star Search helped discover stars like Ray Romano and Alanis Morissette. We'll be next. Don't miss the show everybody's going to be talking about. Only 3 nights until the premiere of an all-new Star Search live Wednesday at 8, 7 Central here on CBS. Antoine Randall L is the star of the day so far.
You know, I want to go back to what I said about Bill Cowher. Earl Holmes, who now plays linebacker for Cleveland, says, he really liked Bill Cowher and the relationship that he has with players. He says, when you make a mistake, his jaw comes out and he looks at you, he goes, you owe me one. And so Randall L, I'm sure when he dropped the punt, he goes, all right, Randall, you owe me one. He says, then when you make a nice play, he goes, now we're even. And no matter what you do, you can never get on the plus side.
He never owes you.
That's right.
He never owes you. Holcomb, play fake. Crossing pattern almost intercepted by Kendrell Bell, number 97. Looked like it went right through his hand.
Kendrell Bell was looking for the football like, I didn't catch it. But the speed, you know, that's so many times we talk about it. You watch film, you analyze it and all that. But until you see certain players in person, even as a player, it catches you by surprise. And look at the Steelers, Tommy Maddox. He knows it was a touchdown.
2nd and 10. just got rid of it. Oh, what a pass to the 45-yard line, and Quincy Morgan pulls it in for a first down.
You said it, Greg. What a throw by Kelly Holcomb. He just gets hit. I couldn't see who hit him. Looks like it's 51, James Ferry, our linebacker, of course, coming through. Oh, whiplash on Kelly Holcomb, but he just throws another bullet, and Quincy Morgan makes a tough catch.
Morgan makes his first catch of the day. The line of scrimmage, the Steeler 45. Hand off to Green. Green's going nowhere. That is a one-handed tackle by Joey Porter. It's kind of like, come back here.
Well, are you surprised? How about when we were watching him practice, he walked by us and talked for a few minutes, and I'm going to tell you, he's a physical marvel. And it's one of the reasons why he sacks the quarterback so much, intercepts passes, stops the run, going to his first Pro Bowl, and Joey Porter has just had a terrific year.
Meanwhile, the rookie William Green now has 11 carries, 0 yards. It's all come through the air for Cleveland so far today. Holcomb throwing, and that is inside the 40-yard line and complete to Kevin Johnson. He is about a yard short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1.
That was a very nice design by the Cleveland Browns for their passing game. Find a little soft spot in the zone, and Kelly Holcomb, he knows it's going to be there because he can see the defense. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be a little careful when they do. If they don't blitz, they're going to try to double cover the wide receivers. And if they're not going to double cover them, they're going to blitz to get to the quarterback to make him throw it quicker.
3 tight ends on 3rd and 1. 3, 2 seconds, 1 second. They got the play off. It didn't make it. Kendrell Bell. His participation in this game was doubtful right up until the pregame workout, and Bill Cowher himself brought Bell out to work him out.
Yeah, we watched it, Greg, and we were watching him work out. We thought there was no chance he would play, but he was moving around very well in pregame warm-ups with Bill Cowher, and he has stopped 2 drives for the Cleveland Browns.
Gardocki hangs it up, but it finds the end zone. 6:38 to play in the first half. Things are getting hot in the snow in Pittsburgh. 14-7. You saw a Steeler fan with a sign that said, "I need a ride to Tennessee." If the Steelers win here, they travel to play the Titans next weekend. Should Cleveland win, the Browns will make the trip westward to Oakland. 6:38 to play in the first half. Jerome Bettis in the backfield as the Steelers begin at their own 20. Maddox can't escape the rush. Number 70, Alvin McKinley.
Attacked by Alvin McKinley.
Loss of 5 on the play at 2nd and 15.
Yeah, you know, the Steelers, again, Kendall Simmons just loses his position. McKinley gets around him. It's first down. You're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers are thinking, well, if we do a play action, Tommy Maddox should have a long time because we're running the football okay.
Kendall Simmons is the rookie right guard and Pittsburgh's first-round draft pick. Maddox throws, and that's complete to Heinz Ward. Out across the 20 to about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, good example. Respect that Heinz Ward gets on the outside. Fuller giving him plenty of space, and then the power of Tommy Maddox's arm, he really rifled it in there after getting.
Zeraway back into the lineup on 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, Maddox on the move, now throws, overthrown just a little bit. Antoine Randall, his intended receiver, and Ruin, the punter, comes on. These teams know each other so well, and in fact, Earl Holmes was telling us, you know, he played here in Pittsburgh, and kind of a shock when he came back here during the regular season. He ran out onto the field and he got booed, and he said, "I didn't expect to get booed." In fact, the first time he heard it, he wasn't sure. And then when he came back out, he's, oh yeah, those are boozers. Wobbly kick. And the catch is made by Northcutt at about the CBS, America's most watched network.
Well, you know, Greg, talk about Earl Holmes. You know, once you take that uniform off, the fans go, well, that was nice, but you got to leave, and we don't care anymore. So, you know what I'm saying? It's
that was nice. You got to get going.
You got to go. But they respect what he did here. He was a terrific player, but now he's playing for the hated Cleveland Browns.
Just over 5 minutes to play. Holcomb going through the ritual, drops back, pumps, throwing down the sideline. It is caught. Kevin Johnson.
Well, it's no mistake, and we know for sure now that the Cleveland Browns are going to throw a lot of footballs to the right. Kelly Holcomb, pump fake. Deshae Townsend goes for it. Watch him on the outside, 26. That is just enough. Nice route by Kevin Johnson too, but the long pass, the touchdown throw, and this one all directed at the backup cornerback.
3 catches for 126 yards for Kevin Johnson here in the first half.
Single again.
Gonna go deep. This one incomplete at the goal line, intended for Andre Davis. Deshae Townsend covering on that one.
You know, too, Greg, you look at this Cleveland offense. They're having success going for the big play in the passing game, throwing it against the corner on that side, and they are not running it at all. So throw the ball, keep throwing the ball, and then when you run it, do it to surprise the defense. Don't run when you have to.
As we've watched Kelly Holcomb go through his machinations out there, it is no coincidence that he looks a lot like Peyton Manning going through the gyrations.
Yeah, good. That's right. He comes from Indianapolis, and so does the offensive coordinator.
William Green straight ahead and just inside the 25-yard line.
It's a good example that time. They ran the football out of passing formation, and I'm sure the Steelers were thinking it's got to be a pass. So I think that's the only way they're going to have success when it comes to running the football today.
6-yard run is Green's longest of the day. 3rd and 4. Five wide receivers for Holcomb. And a little shovel pass to Northcutt. Oh, and Northcutt doesn't get much.
Yeah, but what happened is he kept moving. Looked like he was going to be 2 to 3 yards short. You lost him in the pile, didn't you?
Yes, I did. All of a sudden, there he is at the first down. It's snowing, Phil.
Yeah, it's snowing. Greg, you were talking about the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of the similarities. You see the quarterback moving up and down the line of scrimmage. Kelly Holcomb had a chance this week to talk with Peyton Manning. There's Bruce Arians, the offensive coordinator, and they didn't talk about anything in particular, just what each was going to try to do in their game and how they were hoping to have success.
Play fake. Holcomb with time now throws to the far side, tipped up in the air and grabbed by Darnell Sanders. The 4th round draft pick out of Ohio State.
If I was Kelly Holcomb, I would really respect the athletic ability of Kendrell Bell. He baited Holcomb into throwing that. He set back and was watching him, and when he made that movement to throw, Kendrell Bell again was going to go for the interception.
Not bad for a guy with a sprained ankle and wasn't know if he was going to play or not until he arrived at the stadium.
Some people can play hurt, Greg. We know you're not one of them.
2nd and 8. We get a whistle, and we get a timeout called by Pittsburgh.
We were worried you wouldn't do the game unless we got you a heater today.
2:35 to play in the first half. Snow continues to fall here at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. 2:35 to play in the first half.
You know, too, I think the football field has held up very well. I don't see players slipping. It's not digging up. It might not be the prettiest field I've seen all year, but it's January in Pittsburgh.
It's not supposed to be pretty. 2nd and 8.
I know one thing, I haven't seen my shadow in 3 days down here either. 3 days, it's been dark and spitting snow.
Holcomb down the sideline. It is a catch by Jamel White.
Boy, I tell you what, that is some catch. What a throw. I thought maybe this is going to be intercepted at first. Then I thought, well, Lee Flowers is going to knock it down because he spots it pretty quick. But Kelly Holcomb just gets rid of the football so fast, and that is a perfect throw to Jamel White. See, Joey Porter, nice, turns and looks for the football, but you cannot defend the perfect pass.
First and goal. Green shakes one tackler and is brought down just inside the 5. Lee Flowers, the first man to hit him. Dwayne Washington followed up.
Greg, it looked like he was way offsides to me. Lee Flowers, what's to the outside?
Wow.
Well, he times it perfectly, and
nice jump if you can get it. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Cleveland threatening. It has been everything a rivalry should be here in Pittsburgh. 2 minutes to play. The ball just inside the Pittsburgh 5. On second and goal. He's going to throw it. No, he isn't. We specifically asked Kevin Johnson last night if he had any passes in the game plan. He said, I've got a few. He didn't get a chance to get this one off.
No, he didn't get a chance because Dwayne Washington, number 20, does not get fooled. He is all over Kelly Holcomb.
And Joey Porter is all over Mr. Johnson.
So, you know, Kevin Johnson, he doesn't know about any outlet receiver or what to do when it gets that kind of pressure. So he had no choice to take the sack.
That's a loss of 15, and it's now third and goal from the 19-yard line. Blitz. Holcomb got rid of it. This is Jamel White. White inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. And a little shoving after the whistle.
Well, that was a few important yards that the Cleveland Browns offense picked up, just because when you get in that situation, all you can think about is let's get ourselves a good field goal attempt.
6-yard gain on the play.
Did you see Kelly Holcomb talking to Dwayne Washington? He goes, if they'd have thrown it, I'd have got it. Yeah.
So Holcomb goes off. The field goal unit, led by Phil Dawson, comes on. And Pittsburgh uses its third and final timeout here in the first half with 53 seconds to play. Just a reminder, coming up, the Nextel halftime report from New York. Jim Dion, Dan Boomer, and Shannon Sharp, and you have to kind of coax Shannon into talking a little bit because he's a little bit shy. They'll have the latest playoff news. They'll talk to Oakland Raiders wide receiver Tim Brown coming up.
Well, Shannon was a good help to us this year. We talked to him a few times when we did Denver Bronco games, so we appreciate that. Really has an outstanding overview about players and teams and the psychology of teams. So it was fun talking to him.
Attitude too, just a complete look at the game from both sides of the ball, both sides of the field.
He likes it.
Oh, he loves it.
But let's talk about this game. First and goal from the 1, and they drive them back. This was a big stand by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Greg, they tried to run it.
So from a first and goal inside the 5-yard line, it now turns into a 32-yard field goal attempt by Dawson. Kick is away. It is good. 49 seconds to play in the first half. The Browns salvage 3 and lead it 17-7. These teams, in their 2 previous meetings, the Browns led them both and lost them both. On the 29th of September, it was a 16-13 overtime win for the Steelers. And then on the 3rd of November in Cleveland, the Steelers came away with a 23-20 victory.
Well, it's interesting watching how the Cleveland Browns have played this first half. And Butch Davis got his team together, or his coaches together on Monday, and what did he tell them? Because I always mess it up when I say it.
I don't want to get on that bus and still have bullets left in the gun.
Yeah, so that's right. He goes, in other words, we got to let it go. And they've done a good job of that. A good example, they're down there. They're going to throw the pass back to the quarterback, trying to find a way to score. But Pittsburgh Steelers aware, stopped it. But Cleveland has been aggressive here in the first half.
Short kick. Kreider. The fair catch at the 30-yard line. Well, Bill Cowher will probably address the turnover situation once he gets into the locker room, because it has been a problem. Dalen McCutcheon with the first of his 2 interceptions on the day. Randall L. lost the fumble. And then the tip ball led to McCutcheon's second pick of the day.
It's interesting, though. We talked to Bill Cowher. They have turned it over a lot this year. But he goes, it's not as big a deal as it used to be, because we can come from behind now with our offense and the way we throw the football. So they've done it a lot this year. They don't panic. They keep throwing the football.
Tommy Maddox throwing. That is complete to Burris and out of bounds midfield. Boy, they have the perfect set of receivers, do they not?
They do.
Plexico Burris, big and tall, and Heinz Ward, more of a possession type guy.
Got him and tough, and then you throw in Antoine Randall, who can do all those little inside cute things, or however you want to say it, and make explosive plays. It's a perfect 3-receiver set, how they built it physically.
From midfield. Steelers, remember, out of timeouts. Maddox under pressure, throws, and that is incomplete. Lewis Sanders making the interception bid. 38 seconds to play.
It's incomplete because of the pressure on Tommy Maddox. He needed about a half a second more to throw the football higher and more in front, and it would have been a completion to Plexico Burris.
Tommy Maddox's numbers, we were talking before the game, is there another team in the league that can come close to having as many guys as the Steelers have who can play wide receiver and quarterback if necessary? Heinz Ward, a college quarterback.
Randall L.
Antoine Randall L.
Cordell Stewart, of course, is still the backup quarterback, but has played other positions.
2nd and 10, crossover, complete, Terrence Mathis, and Mathis looking for the sideline, and he got out of bounds at the 35-yard line. The first hit, I believe, by Corey Fuller didn't stop him. Good job by Mathis.
Boy, it really was. This is just knowing the situation as a football player. Mathis knows we have no timeouts, and he has one goal in mind as he comes across. Find a way to get to the sideline. He just splits 2 tacklers and gets out of bounds.
Made it to the sideline, and Brant Boyer, a little shaken up, goes to the side. First down, 29 seconds to play. Maddox, this side. Tipped and incomplete. Terrence Mathis hit him right in the hands. He couldn't control it.
Well, that was another nice throw by Tommy Maddox. He hangs in the pocket, gives himself a little bit of extra time. Throws a perfect strike. Beautiful spiral.
.23 seconds on the clock. Little flare to Heinz Ward, and Ward inside the 30, and now they're going to have to hurry.
They'll make it. Plenty of time as a quarterback. Just make sure you're in the right formation.
Spikes the ball, stops the clock. 7 seconds to play in the first half. And that'll bring the field goal unit onto the field. Jeff Reed has a long of 50 yards.
You know what? The Steelers actually lined up in an illegal formation. Watch up the top. When you're on the line of scrimmage, your shoulders must be parallel to the line of scrimmage, and you can't look in at the quarterback like that. So very lucky and fortunate that this was not called a penalty.
46-yard field goal attempt by Reed. Got it away, but missed it.
Reed's kick is no good from 46.
Well, I would think this field, it's a tough stadium to kick in, and anytime you're a kicker, you look down and he slipped a little too, Greg, as I watched his left plant foot. You could see it move, but psychologically they just got to say, I got to kick it a little harder because the turf is just not that good. So just a little bit off and it won't go through the uprights.
Bill Cowher was very generous with his compliments about this young man. He's one of these guys that just came on and he just did it. And with that, we run out of time here in the first half of this wild card playoff game in Pittsburgh. The Cleveland Browns, taking advantage of some mistakes, have been aggressive, and they lead it. Let's go down to Armin Katayan.
Coach, you told us it would be a game of big plays and turnovers. It certainly was the case in the first half. How do you get it turned around the second, particularly against your backup cornerbacks?
Well, I mean, I think we're okay there. I mean, they're going to test us on the outside. Kelly Holcomb's made some good throws. He made some adjustments. Put the Shea back out there. And so, right now it's a 10-point game. We've been down this road before. We just got to go out there. We get the ball up his half. A lot of football left to be played.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Greg?
All right, Armin, that is the end of the first half with our score. Cleveland 17 and Pittsburgh 7. Jim Nance and company are next with the Nextel halftime report right after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. A look at the numbers, the halftime break, as the Cleveland Browns lead the Steelers by a score of 17-7, and the one glaring statistic, -3 rushing yards. Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms back at Heinz Field. The quarterback, Kelly Holcomb, is the Browns' leading rusher with -1 yards in the first half. My question is, if the Browns expect to hold on to this lead, do they have to establish a running game in the second half?
How about this answer? No. It's just real plain and simple. We talked about that, Greg. I think the Cleveland Browns, and if you watch the first half, you can see it's almost impossible to run unless you catch the Steelers by surprise. So keep throwing it, spread it out, and do what you've been doing. And you also said that Butch Davis says, hey, we got to let it all go. So don't pull back right now.
All right, are the chances there for the Steelers to make a comeback?
Well, what I saw in the first half, there are plenty of chances for the Steelers to keep making plays with their offensive run game, and especially in the passing game. I see them open down the field. They weren't as good as they were during the season, throwing and catching the football.
Well, the Steelers will get their hands on the ball first here in the second half. And there is Antoine Randall L. 66-yard punt return for a touchdown here today. He's also returned a kickoff this season for 99 yards from the 23. Lost football. Oh, make it Hank Poteet. Let's check in with Armin.
Greg, in talking to Butch Davis, I said to him, you're 30 minutes away from your first playoff win on the road since 1969. What's the message? He said, the message is stay aggressive, keep the pressure on, keep making plays. Let Pittsburgh have to make the plays to get back into this game. We'll see what happens. Back to you.
All right, Armin, thank you. Yeah, we mentioned it early on. Of all the people that we talked to with the Browns, nobody's as fired up as Butch Davis is for this game. Amos Zeraway tries the right side. Across the 30 and close to the 35-yard line. Darren Hambrick to stop as we look at Pittsburgh's offensive leaders for the day. Tommy Maddox has thrown the ball well, 116 yards, but he's been picked twice. Amos Zeraway with 60 yards in the ground game. And Heinz Ward doing what he has done so well all season long. Second and 5. Full double reverse. Here comes Ward. Trying to turn the corner, and he's dragged out of bounds. Heinz Ward came into this game and finished the season with 142 rushing yards to lead all NFL receivers.
Too, Greg, you look at this Cleveland Brown defense, and we talk about things during commercials, and I just said, when you look at them and you watch them, and it's hard, sometimes it's hard to understand why they don't do better. because athletically they're very good. A lot of guys that can run who should be able to make more plays, and seeing that reverse is just a good example. Hard to outrun the speed of this Browns defense.
3rd and 1. Jerome Bettis in the backfield. Here comes the bus. Not going to get there. Cut down at the 35-yard line. Robert Griffith, number 24, led the charge.
Well, that's just good scouting reports, tells you what to look for, and Robert Griffith just comes up, diagnoses the play, gets in the backfield, and makes the tackle. Dwayne Rudd also in the backfield, makes a big running back like Jerome Bettis go sideways. He's much easier to tackle then.
Tom Ruin to kick it. Northcutt takes a peek. Won't fair catch it. 30, 35, 40. With blockers. Into Pittsburgh territory down the sideline. Knocked out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Brent Alexander and Chris Hope ran him down.
Well, you're talking about making big plays. That's what Butch Davis said. Dennis Northcutt, watch how quick one move up the field, and look at the good lead block up the field. Anthony Henry gives Dennis Northcutt an extra 30 yards down the sideline. And Greg, I actually said to Bill Cowher, we watched practice on Friday, they worked on their punt coverage and punting the football for 30 minutes because they were concerned, and they still give up the big return to Dennis Northcutt.
59 yards to put the Browns just inside the Pittsburgh 15-yard line. Holcomb pump fakes, goes corner of the end zone. It is incomplete. Overthrows Kevin Johnson. Dennis Northcutt returned 2 punts for touchdowns this season. 174 yards against Tennessee, and then this one 87 yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's not like Dennis Northcutt comes in here as a big surprise.
Well, when you watch that replay or flashback and what I just said a few seconds ago, you understand why the Steelers spent a lot of time getting ready for the punt return of the Cleveland Browns.
2nd and 10. On the draw, William Green gets chopped down by Mike Logan. You know, that wasn't a linebacker, but I can't help but recall what William Green said, the difference between college and pro ball. He said, you know, in a college game, you might find one big linebacker, but you come into a game like this, they're all big.
They're all big. He said, you know, I wanted to be physical in every game, just run people over. Can't do that here in the NFL.
Green, 15 carries, -3 yards. 3rd and 11. Holcomb going for the corner of the end zone, has a man, touchdown! Dennis Northcutt. What a perfectly thrown ball by Kelly Holcomb.
Well, pass protection gives Kelly Holcomb the time. It's another double move. It's an out and up by Dennis Northcutt. First, he returns the punt, and look at that throw from Kelly Holcomb. It is perfect.
Northcutt makes his 2nd touchdown catch of the day. Dawson for the extra point. And it's good. 12-11 to play in the 3rd period. It's a quiet Heinz Field. The Browns lead at 24-7. How about the day Dennis Northcutt has had? 64 receiving yards, 70 return yards, and a couple of touchdown catches.
Gosh, you know, Greg, we talked about they got talent on the outside for the Cleveland Browns, but I didn't expect to be shown off this much.
From the 16-yard line, this is Hank Poteet. Poteet to the 30 and to the 34-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown catch.
Well, let's watch it. Here's Dennis Northcutt. He's going to come in motion, do an out and up. There's Mike Logan. But look at the defense. Everybody's going to go inside, and again, you got that one host side of the field singled up. Dennis Northcutt against Mike Logan, and watch the feet. Drags that back foot. You can see the dirt kick up. Another good look. Really, and Kelly Holcomb anticipated the throw, let it go as as soon as he could, and another beautiful spiral, perfectly put in the right place, and nice catch.
And now Tommy Maddox will start from the shotgun, down 24-7. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Maddox has been jeopardized and victimized by 2 interceptions today in Cleveland territory. They've come back from 11 points down twice this season, once against the Cleveland Browns.
Well, Butch Davis, I'm going to just say it one more time, said let's be aggressive. They showed it on the passes by Kelly Holcomb. And here, the first play out after a touchdown, they blitz Maddox, make him throw it. That's why it was incomplete.
2nd and 10, the pitch to Antoine Randall L. And there's not much there on the right side. He crossed the 35 out to the 37. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, the Steelers, they really desperately need to pick up this first down to get the drive going, just to get some confidence in themselves and to pick up the pace of the game. Make the game get a little frenetic and see if you can win by just having the better athletes. And I'm sure Mike Malarkey is thinking that. If we can just get 1 first down, we can get rolling.
Pittsburgh 1 out of 6 on 3rd down. The blitz. Maddox rolls, throws, sideline, tipped in the air, incomplete. Anthony Henry there. The pass intended for Terrence Matthews.
Well, good coverage that time on the outside. It is a all-out blitz. Watch. Both safeties coming up the middle. The Steelers do a pretty good job, but the movement by Tommy Maddox, this is the first time today the football actually gets away from him.
So here's Tom Ruin to kick. That man Northcutt to receive. Fair catch called for this time and made at the 24-yard line. Cleveland with the lead and the football. We'll take a timeout. We welcome you back, and we remind you, Friday here on CBS in a place like Queens, New York. Anything can happen, and with judges like these usually does. Oliver Platt, Annabella Sciorra, starring Queens Supreme, premiering Friday at 10/9 Central here on CBS. From the 24-yard line, Kelly Holcomb going to throw it again. Going to go far side deep. Caught by Quincy Morgan. The question is he inbounds? And the official says no.
They are just going after it. That's what they're doing. The Cleveland Browns double moving wide receivers. Nice play action fake by Kelly Holcomb. Ooh. Jason Gilden gets a pretty good lick on him. That might be the reason why this football came up just a couple yards short. Was he out of bounds? Yes, and he didn't even catch it.
Boy, these corners have been tested today for the Pittsburgh Steelers, haven't they? 2nd and 10. Holcomb over the middle. That's complete to Campbell, the tight end. And that's out to the 40-yard line and a first down.
How was that throw? What do you think, Greg? Was that pretty good? Do you think Kelly Holcomb has gotten over this playoff jitter thing? He is so relaxed. Look at this. Just stays very relaxed and just throws the perfect touch pass over the middle.
You know, it's funny when we asked him we asked him if he was excited about this game. He said, I'm calm, I'm excited, I'm everything. I was ready to go early in the week.
Yeah, I found it. I thought maybe he wanted the whole week to prepare.
Boy, you think those Steeler linebackers want to get Kelly Holcomb?
Well, they need to make a play. And you have to be careful in situations like this on defense. Don't press.
Offside on the defense, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
1st and 5.
You know, we were just talking about Kelly Holcomb though, Greg, but it just shows you how in the NFL there's so many good players. It really is complicated, but the Browns just broke it down to a really simple form. Let's throw it outside. Let's just throw it to our receivers against their defensive backs. We'll get single coverage. We're better than they are, and it's worked for them very well so far.
nowhere to go for William Green as Jason Gillen and Lee Flowers close on him, and that's been the story most of the day.
Well, now Kelly Holcomb has a big lead in the rushing department on this football team. It's just, you know, Greg, they just have no chance. 16 rushes for -6. That is some stat.
And it has been that kind of a day for the rookie, and just last night we were talking to him about how things have all come together for him these last 7 games of the season. -7 yards rushing on the day, and you know what? So what? They lead 24-7. That one is complete to Quincy Morgan inside the Pittsburgh 45 and enough for a first down.
Well, what you're seeing, you understand why teams came out this year and played a style of wide open offense against the Steelers. One, you can't run against them, but two, the open spaces down the field. Good anticipation and really a perfect safe throw by Kelly Holcomb. Gave his receiver plenty of opportunity to catch it, but no chance of an interception.
Kimo von Oelhoffen looking on from the sideline. 1st and 10. Try the running game. That won't go anywhere.
That was a good description. Try the running game. Sometimes when you get a game like this, the offensive coordinator is going, all right, I know Kelly, don't worry. I just did it to give you a break before we throw another pass.
Well, these Steelers, the last 3 regular season games had 11 takeaways and could do themselves a favor with one here.
Well, takeaways generally happen, but how, Greg? Pressuring the quarterback.
And with the play clock winding down, Kelly Holcomb burns the first Browns timeout here in the second half. 8:06 to play in the third. 24-7 Cleveland. Hey, for more on the Steelers-Browns game, check out Pete Prisco's exclusive analysis only at CBSSportsline.com on America Online. The keyword is CBS Sportsline.
Oh, that's a sad face.
Second and 10. A quick flip outside is incomplete. Intended for Northcutt. Kelly Holcomb, however, I believe you said it during the timeout, Phil. When a quarterback is having a day like this, he's stroking it.
Well, that's what he is, Greg. Throwing the football with just the right pace to it, making it really easy for the receivers to catch. Look at the perfect spiral.
Is it all the more impressive a performance because he has no running game today?
It's just no matter how you look at it, it's been an outstanding day for Kelly Holcomb. Just throwing the ball great, making good decisions.
Play clock down to 2, and he gets the snap off on the blitz. Got rid of it and got hammered, and there's a penalty marker in the backfield. Mike Logan is really be upset with this call against him.
Personal foul, roughing the quarterback. Number 31, defense, contact to the quarterback's helmet. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, I don't think it's a late hit. I could not hear what he led with the helmet to the chin. And, you know, everybody's upset by it, and the fans, and Greg, I don't know what you think, but when you stick that helmet in there first, and especially when it goes towards the head of the quarterback, they're going to throw the penalty flag.
And it can't come as a surprise to a player this late in the season because it's been a steadfast rule.
It's helmet to helmet. That's right. And you cannot lead with that helmet when you're hitting a quarterback like that. And it's, again, when you're talking about safety of players, when in doubt, they're going to throw the penalty flag.
Play fake. Holcomb going to go for it all. The end zone. It is incomplete. Nicely played by Dwayne Washington. Intended for Kevin Johnson.
Boy, again, it's a double move on the outside. They're really making it tough on the corners. And Kelly Holcomb has the receiver open. The football was hanging a little too much. and Dwayne Washington does a good job of coming back and knocking it down.
Okay, that's the 4th or 5th time today. You've mentioned double moves, and that means there isn't enough pressure on the quarterback.
That's right. That's why they do the play action passes. Yeah, the Browns, they know they had a chance to really seal this game up.
Play clock down to 2 to 1. The snap, and the whistles blow, and penalty markers fly.
Yeah, when I say double move, you're good, Greg. That means the wide receiver is faking a route and then making a second move to go deeper.
Prior to the snap, false start, 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So we'll back this up. This isn't the first time today that Kelly Holcomb has flirted with that delay of game penalty. He's taken it right down a couple of times.
You know, too, next time I'm going to analyze Butch Davis's words a lot better than I have today. When he tells us we're going to shoot every bullet we got and on, I'm going to go, oh, I got it, thanks. So that's what they meant. They were going to come out here and take a lot of shots at the Steelers defense.
2nd and 15. Quick pass on the slant, intercepted. Picked off by number 31, Mike Logan. Still on his feet, picking up blockers on the far side. 35, 40, the 41, and a marker is down on the far side of the field. First takeaway of the day by the Steelers.
Well, Randall L. dropped a punt. Then he returned one for a touchdown. Mike Logan has a personal foul. Then he comes up with the interception.
But a holding call is going to push the Steelers
Holding,
back.
Number 20 on the intercepting team during the return. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That was a very nice play by Mike Logan. He did not get fooled. Kelly Holcomb looked inside. He immediately got off the receiver, looks outside, and makes the interception.
We're looking at a player down at the 45-yard line, and that is Mike Logan. And he's one of the few players that we've seen do a skid on the field today. Talked about the condition of the field, and Armin told us before the game, Bill Cowher says it's the worst he's seen. And that's where Mike Logan went down. Hard to tell what happened there. They'll continue to look at him. We'll take a timeout with 7:35 to play in the third.
Sunglasses, $16. Hearing your dad scream like your little sister, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, the official thrills and chills card of Universal Orlando.
Well, the Cleveland Browns with the lead, the momentum, matriculating the ball down the field, as our friend Hank Stram would call it.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, Hank.
This turnover couldn't come at a more opportune time for the Steelers.
Yeah, it might have saved the game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They come out in 5 wide receivers. Got to open it up.
Maddox throws this side, and that is complete to the tight end Jeremy Tooman and out of bounds.
You know, the Steelers have just got to change the pace of the game. It's almost like they're just trying to avoid disaster, and the Browns have had them on the brink the whole day. So come out in 5 wide receivers and see if you can get it going.
And no huddle. They've had 2 drives this half and 2 3-and-outs. 2nd and 1 on the blitz. That pass is complete. Once again, Tooman, and this one for good for a first down.
5 wide receivers, 2 blitzes by the Cleveland Browns. Tommy Maddox able to get rid of the football, though, both times.
Once again, without a huddle. Straight ahead, Zeraway, and Zeraway across the 45 for a pickup of 2, and it's 2nd and 8. Well, you can feel a little sense of urgency on the part of the Steelers.
I hope so.
6.5 to play in the third. Only a three-man rush. Maddox on the move and going to run across midfield and diving, and about a yard, maybe a half yard shy of a first down, it would appear from here.
Good job by Tommy Maddox. Nobody open. The Browns dropping extra players in the back. And McKinley, the defensive lineman who was back in one of the passing lanes, that made Tommy Maddox run the ball.
3rd and 1. Maddox. That's complete for a first down to Antoine Randall L. So a couple of quick first downs after the turnover by the Steelers. So obviously this gets Tommy Maddox into a good rhythm, and it doesn't give the defense time to regroup.
Slowly getting the crowd a little excited every pass he completes.
Far side of the field, and that one is good inside the 35 to Heinz Ward.
You know, you don't have to be the only team that gets this done to you. The Steelers have seen it all year long, so they have to practice it sometimes for their defense. They get good at it. Tommy Maddox, 4 for 4 this drive.
This time he'll be under center instead of shotgun. Short drop, quick pass, tipped in the air and still caught by Ward. Out of bounds and enough for a first down. Tyrone Rogers got his hand on it.
Quarterback's nightmare. Defensive lineman tipping the football as you try to throw it.
Maddox lofts one over the middle, wide open, making the catch is Randall L. Inside the 10 to the 5, 1st and goal. That was almost too easy for the rookie.
Randall L. is so fast and so quick. Look at the middle of the football field, how wide open it is. Dalen McCutcheon has him on the outside. Oh, well, how's that for a good move? He releases outside, then goes underneath, and doesn't even get a hand laid on him.
24-yard pickup. The line of scrimmage is the 6 as the Steelers try to improve on what is their longest drive of the day so far. Maddox throws far side, incomplete. Missed connections with Randall L. that time. It'll be 2nd and goal. You know, this serves to point out what a lot of people have referred to the Oakland Raiders. They said, well, they throw it too much, and maybe they should mix in a little more running. And you go, why? The passing game seems to be working perfectly well.
Well, whatever works, Greg. You know, it changes from game to game, and it's hard to, we always have these, not cliches, but thoughts we have about football that you must run. So if today is the day to throw it because that's what we're doing best, then just throw it.
2nd and goal. Maddox with time. Now rolling and looking, throwing back in the end zone. It is caught. Is it a touchdown? It is. Plexico Burress.
Tommy Maddox did a good job. He moved around, got some extra time. Plexico Burress, feeder inbounds, and he definitely has possession of the football.
We talked about what you need at wide receiver, and that's one of the reasons why you can use that big guy.
And Butch Davis is going to challenge the call. I think the replay that we just saw, Greg, was pretty conclusive that you can see, or you will, that Plexico Burress gets his hand around the football and has total control of it.
Cleveland is challenging the ruling on the field that it was a catch and a touchdown. We'll review the play.
Well, the fans have already made up their minds.
Yes, look at his left arm. Pulls it to his stomach, has control of it. Doesn't lose control of it as he goes down to the ground. That is going to be a touchdown. And look at Plexico Burress now. Look how big his hands are. In this day and age, everybody at wide receiver is wearing gloves. He does not. He wears a lot of tape.
And Butch Davis, yeah, he feels that Plexico Burress bobbled it on the way down, and we think Bill Carollo will discover otherwise.
Well, you've heard this a lot. It's got to be conclusive. It was ruled a touchdown. I thought it was pretty conclusive what I saw.
Well, Butch Davis is trying to stem what he sees as a little rise in Pittsburgh momentum here.
Let's look at it one more time, because this is some big play in the game. Yeah, the football does move, but that's just a net watch. It moves, but he never loses control. See, it's low, he has it, it slides up, but he still has control of the football. That's my interpretation.
This drive set up by an interception by Mike Logan, and after being intercepted a couple of times today, the Steelers get one of their own, and we think it's going to turn into points. It'll set this stadium off a little bit too.
After reviewing the play, it's been determined the receiver caught the ball, possessed it throughout, with both feet inbounds. The result of the play is a touchdown. Cleveland is charged with a timeout. That's their second charged timeout. Their first replay challenge.
Good challenge by Cleveland, though. Take the chance.
Well, let's see if that turns out to be a big decision, because the Browns are now down to one timeout remaining. .350 to play in the third, and Jeff Reed looks to add the extra point. Mike Schneck, the holder. And the point is good. Plexico Burress back to the end zone. Pittsburgh back into it. Talk about turning things around. Cleveland was leading 24-7 and an advance to the Steelers 32 when Mike Logan intercepted. The ensuing drive closes the score now to 24-14 as Tommy Maddox's throwing arm came alive. Reed, the kickoff. From the 11, it's Andre Davis to the 30 and no further. A program note. Tonight, CBS presents the unshredded truth about Enron. Brian Dennehy stars in the greatest story of greed ever told, The Crooked E, tonight at 9, 8 Central, here on CBS, America's most watched network. Guess what? It's towel time here at Heinz Field. .346 to play in the third. And it's getting louder. Play fake. Holcomb with time. Gonna go deep. It is caught inside the 30-yard line. Andre Davis. .44 yards. And that'll put a dent in the cheering.
Well, what this is, Greg, Andre Davis goes deep. He's against Lee Flowers, the safety. It's just too much space and too much time for Lee Flowers to cover Andre Davis. And I know what a lot of people are saying. Why don't you turn around and look for the football? Well, because Lee Flowers, he's a safety. He's not used to covering receivers that far down the field one-on-one. Very tough spot for him.
Holcomb over the middle, and that's complete to Campbell. You and I talk about this all the time, Phil, that, no matter how good your coverage is, at some point you do have to turn and look for the football.
But the problem is, Greg, just take that play, for instance. If Lee Flowers would have turned and looked as he thought it was coming, he would have lost sight of the wide receiver. Then he probably would have given up a touchdown instead of a long completion. So there's a little bit of fear sometimes, I think, as a defensive back that stops him from turning just a second earlier to try to pick up the football.
2nd and 5. The pitch for William Green, tries the left side. Run out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Let's check in with Armin downstairs. Armin.
Greg, you're talking about that secondary for the Steelers. Well, another hit. Mike Logan, twisted right knee or damaged right knee. He's questionable in his return. And Phil, just one thing about these defensive backs, it's really hard on the cutting down here, so I don't know how much of a problem that is for them, but they're having a hard time turning around. Back to you.
Well, they've been turning around a lot today. It's all the downfield passing by the Cleveland Browns. Excellent game plan they've had coming in here. They weren't looking to hit a high percentage, just hit some, because everything, they're going for the throat almost on every throw. And they're going to have a chance here again.
3rd and 3, pass outside is complete to Jamel White, and that's enough for a first down.
I was going to say they had a chance again because it is just single coverage on the outside, and they can go deep or try a deep pass anytime they want. And Bruce Arians, boy, they quieted this place down, but Bruce Arians calling those plays. I can imagine Butch Davis keep going. Right here, you'd almost have to think, or for sure, it's going to be a play-action pass to try to get in the end zone.
Kelly Holcomb, 331 yards throwing on the day, and looking for more here. On the move. And is going to dive toward the 10-yard line. He's down at the 11. Kendrell Bell on top of him, a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6, and we are at 55 seconds for the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they had 2 receivers in the end zone. Steelers were ready. They covered it, and Kelly Holcomb, was that the longest run of the day for the Browns? No, it wasn't. Just felt like it.
Ball is at the 11-yard line, 2nd and 6. Both Green and White in the backfield. Play clock 2-1, and Holcomb uses the 3rd and final timeout for the Cleveland Browns.
Even if these timeouts come back to hurt or haunt the Cleveland Browns, they were done right. That saved a bad play, and they were trying to defend, a touchdown by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Phil, let me just tell the folks, when it comes to your wardrobe, you want everything buttoned down. The same goes for football players. Find out 12 NFL stars that made the grade for toughness, leadership, and community involvement when Phil and I unveil the 4th annual Phil Simms All-Iron Team presented by Cadillac. That's next Saturday. For more, CBSSportsline.com. America Online's keyword is CBS Sportsline.
That's right. We got 12 players, pretty good players too. I think different ones too. Be surprised by some of our picks, and the captain of our team is going to get a brand new Cadillac Escalade. And Greg, this is different. This, and of course, you know all about the show because you're in it with me. But
nice of you to notice.
Yes. Well, just a little part. We didn't want too much of Greg Gumbel. But we had all access to the players, so it's not going to be the usual highlights that you see of them. It's off the field, what they like to do, some home movies, that kind of thing, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, the All-Iron Team comes from the fact, of course, that you like to iron your clothes on Sunday morning before game time. And how about when we ran into Kimo von Oelhoffen on Friday?
Yeah, that made you straighten up a little, did it, too? He irons his clothes. He sews the jerseys. Look at that. Look how that jersey fits. He did the sewing on that to make it so tight and so perfect that offensive linemen can't hold him. And he does it for some of his teammates, too.
You called him a seamstress, and I thought you were going to get pancakes.
Well, I didn't know the proper word. He's a seamster.
Seamster.
There you go.
Good man, Kimo.
A lot of fun talking to Kimo, though.
2nd and 6. On the reverse. Northcutt, looking for a first down, is punched out of bounds just short of it. It'll be about a yard or a yard and a half shy. Deshae Townsend knocked him out of bounds.
I didn't even look. When you said the word reverse, I knew it was going to be Dennis Northcutt because he is the reverse runner for the Cleveland Browns. And the Steelers were fooled initially, did a good job of recovering to stop the touchdown.
And with that, the 3rd quarter is going to wind down and set the stage for a heck of a final 15 minutes here at Heinz Field. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with our score, Cleveland 24, Pittsburgh 14. We'll come back to Pittsburgh after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Those are Kelly Holcomb's numbers. Remember, he's playing in relief of Tim Couch, who suffered a broken right fibula last week. Holcomb, 331 yards. That's a career high. He tops the 326 that he threw for in a start against Kansas City back in September. 3rd and 1. Holcomb going to throw for it. Throws to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Jamel White out of the backfield. That will bring Phil Dawson and the field goal unit on.
Good idea by the Cleveland Browns. It would have taken a perfect throw. It was not from Kelly Holcomb, and the Pittsburgh Steelers really just continue to give themselves some hope.
On the bus ride back to Cleveland, I think Kelly Holcomb's going to need the seat where the ice bucket is for that right arm. 24-yard field goal attempt by Dawson is good.
After
14.
the way he's played, Greg, he'll run back to Cleveland.
Kelly Holcomb 53 yards on that drive. We were just talking during the break that he threw for 113 yards in the first quarter, 119 yards in the second quarter. Then he dropped all the way down to 99 yards passing in the third. He's just lost it.
He is slipping. But, you know, just think about it, Greg. 4 starts for Kelly Holcomb, and he has really thrown in some impressive performance throwing the football.
This is a short kick. And from the 18 is Hank Poteet, 30. And out to about the 35-yard line. Our NFL.com wildcard poll question during the upcoming Bill Parcells era. What will be the fate of the Cowboys? You can log on and cast your vote at NFL.com.
Like I know. You know, the one thing, though, in the NFL so far this year, you'd look at a weekend of scores, and some weekends you couldn't even find one lopsided score. And there's been 2 playoff games. Both of them were lopsided. And today, for a while, I was like, wow, Cleveland is just taking care of business. But Pittsburgh, only 13 points down, plenty of chances to come back.
Maddox steps up, throws. That's complete. Randall L. out of bounds at about the Cleveland 45-yard line, a 20-yard pickup. So Maddox trying to get a little something going again.
Yeah, they are getting receivers open. No huddle and 5 wide receivers for this look.
Maddox shouting instructions to the near side.
I should say spread offense because we have the tight end spread out here, Greg.
Throwing. It is caught. Randall L. to the 15-yard line.
That play is almost what we saw when Cleveland threw their long pass. You get talented wide receivers running full speed down the field, and the corner, Dalen McCutcheon, has nobody helping him. It's just too much space and too hard to cover the wide receivers in those situations.
Amos Zerouay inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line.
So, Greg, the quarterback just throws it out there. The receiver adjusts to the throw, and they make the catch.
Nice job of mixing in a 7-yard run. It is 2nd and 3, and Fuamatu Ma'afala is into the Pittsburgh backfield. Maddox throws inside the 5 to Randall L. Loose ball. Let's see what the officials say. Cleveland has recovered.
Bill Cowher's already got the flag out, the red flag.
Now Bill Carollo's going to converse with the officials.
He's down. His leg was on the ground. Watch Randall L. as he makes the catch. He goes, he's hit. The leg is down.
Oh.
He's down. It's not even close.
Well,
down by contact decision. Pittsburgh will keep the ball. First down.
and there's no way Butch Davis can challenge.
No, down by contact means The play is dead. It's over. They ruled dead on the football field, but Butch Davis will be told, don't be too mad. Watch the left leg, lays flat on the ground.
And the officials with the proper reversal. First and goal, Pittsburgh at the 2.
Good job by the officials.
Lost the football. Maddox recovered it and is down at about the 3.5 or 4 yard line. Talk about courting disaster.
Wow, anytime you see the football come up on a quarterback, it's almost always the quarterback's fault. Did Tommy Maddox move his bottom hand and let the football slide up? That's what it looked like.
It bounced off of Alan Faneca, who looked like he had a thought of grabbing it after it bounced off of his helmet. Second and goal.
You got to realize this is 4-down territory for the Steelers. You call plays accordingly.
Play fake to Bennett. Back in the end zone. Tip touchdown. Jeremy Tooman. About 3 Cleveland Browns were standing out there with their hands on their hips.
Play action fake. Tooman is going to go up the field and be in the back of the end zone. Wide open. Tommy Maddox doesn't get it high enough, but he's very fortunate that Tooman can still make the catch.
Jeff Reed for the extra point. No quit in the Steelers. 12:28 to play in the fourth quarter. 27-21. Plenty of life in the Steeler faithful. Jeremy Tooman on the receiving end of a 3-yard touchdown pass by Tommy Maddox. 12:28 to play in the fourth. The Browns lead is down to 6 at 27-21. Short kick picked off on the far side of the field and returned to the 38-yard line by Mark Campbell. Let's go back to the touchdown pass.
Well, let's look. Why is Tooman wide open? He's going to go to the back. The play action fake makes the linebackers come up, and once the other receivers crossing, keeps everybody outside. Every team runs this in the league. The football is tipped as Tommy Maddox throws it.
Dwayne Rudd
gets a hand on it. Tooman makes a tough catch.
So now let's see what the Browns do on offense. From the 39-yard line. The crowd on their feet and alive. Holcomb to throw. Far side of the field. Nice pass. Found his man. Dennis Northcutt out of bounds inside the Pittsburgh 45.
Well, if you play cornerback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've done so many moves to go deep. Finally, when the receiver makes a cut, there is going to be a big cushion. Townsend is back off of him, and the beautiful touch by Kelly Holcomb.
18-yard pickup, and just like that, Cleveland is at the Pittsburgh 43. With 3 tight ends on the field. The give is to Green. Green with some running room for a change. 30, 25, and down to the 20-yard line.
A new formation by the Cleveland Browns. Greg, you said it. All the tight ends to the right finally allows them to make the blocks. And look at the hole for William Green to run into.
What a block by Sean O'Hara, number 60.
You got it, Greg. He is the one that really makes this play go from about a 5-yard gain to the big gain by William Green.
William Green now on the plus side of rushing. He's got 20 yards total today. Same 3 tight end setup. Green again, left side this time. Spins away from tacklers, but is down by number 55, Joey Porter.
Now I wonder, we've seen this tight end, 3 tight end look, back-to-back plays. Do the Cleveland Browns have the pass play out of it to really trick the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Next time they get into it, we'll find out.
2nd and 12 from the Pittsburgh 22. Holcomb throwing for the corner of the end zone and overthrows everybody. Just threw it away, but wasn't there. Kevin Johnson was the man deep in the end zone. 3rd and 12.
Holcomb's pass for Johnson incomplete. Covered by Washington.
Boy, you just see the tension on everybody's face. Another big play in this game.
Holcomb needs the 10-yard line for a first down. Play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Holcomb on the move. Going deep, end zone wide open, touchdown! Andre Davis, the 2nd-round draft pick out of Virginia Tech.
Holcomb's pass to Andre Davis. That's Cleveland touchdown.
Greg, you said it right. Wide open. 3 receivers to the right. The Steelers don't adjust. Watch the play clock. Do they get it off? It's so close. Yes, they got it off. Sometimes there will be a little beat because remember the officials looking at the ground, then looking up so you can get a half a second every once in a while, and they go for 2. Up 12. Pretty good time to try the 2-point conversion now.
Holcomb rolling right, lofting, end zone. That's going to be way too long, intended for Quincy Morgan. So with 10:17 to play in regulation, the Browns extend their lead 33-21.
Watch Andre Davis. Here he is. He's going to go up the field. He's going to see Kelly Holcomb move out of the pocket, and that is he's going to move to his right, and that's how they get to touchdown. The Steelers actually play the defense properly, but the movement by Kelly Holcomb puts him in a tough spot. Good adjustment by Andre Davis, and another good throw by Kelly Holcomb.
Andre Davis caught 6 touchdown passes during the regular season. Boy, these Browns have some receiving core, don't they?
Gosh, you know, Greg, it's the first time we've had a chance to watch the Browns in person this year, and you see it when you watch them on film, and you can see it here in person. They are talented at the wide receiver position.
This is Poteet from inside the 10. 25, out to about the 28-yard line, and you can log on to superbowl.com, get complete playoff and Super Bowl analysis from Phil Simms, Boomer Esiason, and a full lineup of analysts. It's only at superbowl.com or on America Online. Enter keyword superbowl.com. 33-21, 12-point difference, plenty of time. 10-12 to play here in the 4th quarter.
Well, usually when you do NFL games, 2 scores is a lot to ask for in the last 10 minutes, but the way both teams now are moving the football, it's more realistic than unrealistic.
On first down, Saraway. And that'll bring the boos from the crowd, primarily because it didn't get anything. Orpheus Roy made the stop. No gain, 2nd and 10. Last 2 times the Steelers have had the football, 65 and 71-yard drives. Maddox pulls it down. Short flip to Fuamatu Ma'afala and out across the 35. And Fu out to the 37 or 38-yard line and close to a first down.
And Fu?
Well, you know, if I said Fuamatu Ma'afala every single time, we'd be here till Tuesday.
Hey, just be a pro and do what you're supposed to do.
We're going to get a measurement.
Official timeout. Measurement for the down.
Well, you know, that's a great improvement for you. because if people listened to the AFC Championship game last year, you wouldn't say his name. You were afraid.
Wasn't afraid.
Well, sure you were. It's all right. You can admit it.
Our stat man, Ethan Cooperson, says he got that first down by the length of his last name. Madden, blitz. And Orpheus Roy takes him down.
Orpheus Roy, an ex-Steeler. Foge Fazio just sending everybody that time. Tommy Maddox thought it might be picked up, but Orpheus Roy beat his man and sacked the quarterback.
The Steelers did a good job of picking up the outside blitzers. Loss of 10, 2nd and 20. Sideline pass, incomplete. Terrence Mathis turned inside. The ball went outside. 3rd and 20.
You know, the two ex-Steelers on this Browns defense, Orpheus Roy and Earl Holmes, both had outstanding years this year. You know, Butch Davis, that happens a lot now in professional football. Players leave one team when they're a free agent. They go to another one in the division because the other coaches say they see them twice a year. They know if they're good or not.
3rd and long yardage for Maddox and the Steelers. Screen for Ward. Ward, 35. And run out of bounds close to the 40-yard line. Kennard Lang brought him down. Fans want a flag. One is not forthcoming.
Well, not a terrific series by the Steelers, but still enough time to come back. Heinz Ward out of bounds. They do not let go. Good no call, though.
Tom Ruin hangs this one up. Fair catch is called for and made at the 23-yard line by Northcutt. 8:40 to play. 39-yard punt. Cleveland with the ball when we come back. Welcome back to Pittsburgh. You know, we mentioned earlier our .com question. Your old coach, Bill Parcells, headed for Dallas. We'll see him next Thanksgiving Day.
That's right.
I imagine we can resume the arguments then about rock and roll and doo-wop music.
Oh,
and
yeah, you two
else.
are two music aficionados or whatever. Yeah. I enjoy that conversation a lot listening to you, too.
Cleveland looking to take some time off the clock here now. The handoff to William Green. Kelly Holcomb has just thrown the heck out of the football today and all over the place.
Well, it's just, I couldn't tell you. It all looks good. So, but look down the field at some of these throws, just all the areas. 4 for 4 over the middle. 4 for 4 here. Just everything they're doing. They're throwing deep down the right side. Down the left side, they're using double moves. And then when he doesn't like it, he throws it down the middle when they double cover the wide receiver. So he's done an excellent job of finding the receiver that is single covered and throwing the football with accuracy.
On the ground again. He doesn't reach the 25-yard line, or if he did just barely before Casey Hampton and Kendrell Bell wrapped him up.
Yeah, and if you look at this and you're a fan, you go, well, why don't they keep throwing? Well, now it's about winning the game. Play the odds. Because the Steeler defense will be, if you throw it, the pass rushers will just be frenetic because they know it's do or die. So run the ball a couple times, use some time off the clock, and see if you can pick up 1 or 2 third down throws.
It's the second time today I've heard you use the word frenetic. I have not heard it in 5 years from you.
I'm just full of surprises.
Jamel White on the field in the backfield. Holcomb throws. That's complete over the middle and across the 35 to the 37, and that is White, and that's enough for a first down for the Browns.
That just was too easy. That's all it was. And it's just it's the direct result of all the throws down the field. The Steeler defense, they're dropping back. Watch them. Look, there's nobody just coming to the line of scrimmage. Look at the space inside. Kelly Holcomb sees it. He waits for a receiver to come in there, makes the perfect throw.
382 yards throwing for Kelly Holcomb today.
Unbelievable. I actually thought that the big game stage was going to really affect him. I really did. You know, I've had a chance to talk to Kelly Holcomb over the years, but it was when he was the backup quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, and, you know, he had to leave there. He had to, because he was never going to play. Peyton Manning never gets hurt, never misses a snap. Bruce Arians was the offensive coordinator along with Tom Moore, the quarterback coach at Indianapolis. He comes over to the Cleveland Browns. He brings Kelly Holcomb because Kelly Holcomb knows the offense. He's looking for a different set of circumstances, maybe to get a chance to play. He's gotten that chance, and he has taken advantage of it.
On 2nd and 5 on the ground, Green to about the 43, and we were kind of joking with Kelly Holcomb last night. And, well, you know, did you ever get any snaps in Indianapolis? And he said, yeah, but that was before Peyton got there.
Yeah, that's right. And what you see today, it's not just, he's not lucky, and it just didn't happen. Even in Indianapolis, I used to watch him practice. You know, this guy throws the ball pretty good. You know, he can control it. When he aims it somewhere, it goes there. And through getting the experience all during training camp, preseason, Tim Couch was hurt. Kelly Holcomb played a lot during preseason, so he played 2 excellent games at the quarterback position to start the year.
Now, last week, he didn't feel terrific about his outing, and, you know, the coaching staff didn't either, but when you're not the starter, you don't get as many reps during the week as you should, and he was a lot better with all the practice snaps this week.
Yeah, that's why I said earlier, Greg, when he says, I was ready to play on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm like, wow, really? Because I would have thought he won all those days of practice just to get ready, but he was grooving it pretty quick, I guess, during the week, and he couldn't wait to do it here in this game against the Steelers.
3rd and 3. You've got to figure the Steeler defense has to say no right here.
Change in protection.
Holcomb throws far side. It is tipped and falls incomplete. Pass intended for Kevin Johnson as Holcomb is lifted off the ground by his tackle Ross Verba. So the Steelers come up with the stop.
Well, it was successful for the Cleveland Browns offense. They got a first down. They ran some plays, took some time off the clock, and just making it tougher on the Steelers.
Wouldn't the Steelers love to be the first ones to block a Chris Gardocki punt? Not here.
He's quick.
Randall L. tripped up at the 23-yard line by number 21, Lewis Sanders. Swatch Network.
You smell that? I truly smell something burning. You've stood so close to the heater that I think your shoes are melting. I mean, it's burning rubber. Those cheap shoes you wear.
Smell it. I'm standing in it.
All right.
5.5 minutes to play. Steelers have 2 timeouts. They need 2 scores. The screen is overthrown. Intended for Chris Fuamatu Ma'afala, and once again that was Orpheus Roy applying the pressure.
Orpheus Roy probably has had the best year of any defensive lineman on the Cleveland Browns. Just been consistent right from the start. Last year he struggled a little bit, and Butch Davis was telling us about it, because every time somebody would get hurt, they would put him in that position because he's such a good athlete. They thought he could do it. And it was, of course, when you move a player around, it's almost unfair to him.
Here comes a blitz. Throwing the far side. Burris lost the ball coming out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, they just been a little bit off just that time. The timing, the route, the throw, just missing.
Sorry, Phil. Cleveland wins here today. They head for Oakland to play the Raiders next week. The Steelers rally, then the Steelers go to Tennessee. 3rd and 10. 3-man rush. Maddox pulls it down, now throws and drills it across the 35, complete to Terrence Mathis for a first down. Clock continues to move, 5:10 to play.
Still plenty of time. Tommy Maddox has just got to know, don't force a throw on the early downs. Wait for it.
On the blitz. Quick flip out to the side. Fuamatu Ma'afala across the 45 to the 47 and close to a first down.
Lewis Sanders made the tackle. It was a good tackle, too.
It's a first down. Clock continues to move. 4.5 minutes to play. Looks like a three-man rush again for the Browns. Up the seam, Randall L. separated from the football at the 30-yard line by Earl Little.
Wow. This is one throw that is not open right now against a three-down lineman. You have actually two safeties back there just waiting on a receiver to come up the field. So when the Steelers see this three-down look, they got to throw it inside for people going across the field, not down the field. And you're getting the same look again.
Second and 10. Maddox throws, and that one's complete inside the 45 of the Browns. Terrence Mathis with the catch.
Those routes against this defense will be open every single time.
First down, Steelers. Remember, they need 2 touchdowns.
They're playing the same look again, so Tommy Maddox, he knows now what to look for.
Maddox wrapped up, got away, and caught again. We have a penalty marker downfield. Tyrone Rogers had him and lost him, and then Mark Ward caught up with him. Now, Butch Davis is not going to like it. You can tell.
Holding. 57. Defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Dwayne Rudd, 57, watching down the field. The offense is spread out. Heinz, Ward. Dwayne Rudd hits him, puts his arms around him, and knocks him to the ground.
Moves the ball to the Cleveland 37. We have 3:44 to play. Pittsburgh with 2 timeouts. Three-man rush again. Maddox with time, throwing, and almost intercepted. Anthony Henry had the chance and dropped it. And on that one, you have to wonder what Tommy Maddox was thinking.
Yeah, that's right. He zeroed in. He waited too long. The receivers to the outside are open, but he wanted to throw. He tries to throw it high to make his receiver jump. Overthrows it, and that could have been the ball game. You know, I was going to say, Greg, a 12-point lead by the Cleveland Browns. Butch Davis must feel like this is the biggest blowout in history. They've played so many close games. 4 games they have played have come down to the final play.
Maddox pulls it down, rolls, throws outside, and that is complete. And out of bounds is Mathis, and we have markers down. It's against the Browns.
Boy.
Illegal contact. Number 21. Defense. While the quarterback was in the pocket. 5-yard penalty, previous spot. First down.
Lewis Sanders on Plexico Burris.
Yeah, contact, pushing the receiver way past the 5-yard mark, and that is a penalty.
First down at the 32. 3.5 to play.
It's time they blitz.
Maddox throws, incomplete, and taking the hit from Corey Filler, and there's a marker down. Heinz Ward climbs off the turf after taking the hit.
Personal foul, hitting a defenseless receiver while he is in the air.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 24, helmet-to-helmet contact on a defenseless receiver. 15-yard penalty, first down.
It is all of that on Robert Griffin.
Yeah, and if you think it's not, watch Randall L's head. That, I mean, Heinz Ward, I'm sorry. When you see his head snap back, then you know Griffith's helmet hit him.
That's 3 first downs via the penalty route against the Browns on this drive alone. Maddox, complete. Inside the 10 is Ward. Ward looking for running room. To the 5 and out of bounds. Corey Fuller drove him out. That'll be a 1st and goal.
Good job by Tommy Maddox. They try to score on the play. It's taken away, so he goes to the receiver that's coming underneath. And Heinz Ward does a good job with it after the catch.
Tommy Maddox now up over 300 yards throwing on the day. 304 to be exact. First and goal. Maddox lofting for Burris. Batted away, incomplete.
Maddox pass intended for Burris, incomplete.
Pittsburgh fans feeling they really haven't gotten their allotment of penalty calls today.
Well, Plexico Burris, he's so tall, they like to throw these jump balls at him, and Corey Fuller, he knows it. He's playing off and actually waiting for this throw. Sees it, gets his hand in between the receiver's hands. That way there's no chance of him making the catch. 2nd
and goal from the 5, 3:11 to play. Maddox throws, goal line, touchdown. Heinz Ward in traffic.
Boy, I tell you, Tommy Maddox will just throw it into some tight spots. Bill Cowher said he's just not afraid. 86, watch him in motion. They clear it out. He just hooks in an open spot. Everybody around him. Tommy Maddox just sticks it in there.
Nice catch by Heinz Ward.
You know, you remember that Bill Cowher says Tommy Maddox, he'll throw an interception or two, but what he likes about him, he just comes out and he just keeps throwing it. Doesn't get concerned with what he's done in the past.
Maddox 309 yards and 3 touchdowns on the day. Reed for the extra point, and it is good. Don't go anywhere. 3:06 to play in regulation. The Browns lead is 33-28.
Boy, that was tough. The Cleveland Browns had a couple chances to make interceptions to end the football game. Penalties, I think, kept the drive going.
Just a reminder, we're on the air next Saturday and Sunday. Games still to be determined. As we said, if Cleveland wins here, they go to Oakland. And the Jets are at Tennessee. If Pittsburgh wins here, Pittsburgh goes to Tennessee and the Jets go to Oakland.
You know, the Steeler fans, they don't know what to make of this. You know, they don't know whether to get excited thinking their team's coming back.
Well, we know some of them didn't know what to make of it because they left a little early. You never do that at a football game, Phil.
That's right, Bill. I mean, Greg. But Cleveland out of timeouts. Pittsburgh still has 2. There's a 2-minute warning that's going to stop the clock.
And the Cleveland ground game hasn't been much to speak of today. They lead on the arm of Kelly Holcomb 33-28. Andre Davis is the only deep man for Cleveland. Browns are guarding against the onside kick, but that doesn't appear to be an option for the Steelers here.
Yeah, I think the Steelers kick it deep, try to make the stop in 3 plays.
Although none of these kickoffs have been going very deep today. This is Davis from the 9. And is going to be buried at about the 23-yard line. 3 minutes exactly, and here comes Kelly Holcomb.
Well, Kelly Holcomb's job, find a way to pick up 1 first down.
And for Bill Cowher and his staff, when to use those timeouts. Cordell Stewart waving a towel. William Green, the lone back.
To 3 tight ends to the right side again.
Green. 2, maybe 3 yards. Casey Hampton, Kendrell Bell. And we get a timeout on the field. Pittsburgh uses its second TO.
That's lingo for timeout, right?
Yes. Kendrell Bell, we told you, came in with an ankle sprain. His availability was in doubt right up until the time he arrived at the stadium, and well, what a game he has played today.
You're right, Greg. He's been terrific. Almost made a couple game-changing interceptions. All the terrific tackles. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say these two teams have combined for 30 points in the last 16 minutes of play, and the two quarterbacks have thrown for almost 700 yards.
I don't think many people would have thought that coming in today's game.
All you had to do was ask him.
But answer your question about the timeouts, the Steelers, they'll call another one immediately after this play, if it's a run.
He's going to throw it. Holcomb going to go deep. Bobbled incomplete. Well played by Dwayne Washington on Quincy Morgan. That stops the clock with 2:49 to play. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Well, you got what you asked for all the time. Why don't defensive backs turn and look for the football and look at Dwayne Washington? Kept his eye on the receiver, sees it. Oh, boy, Quincy Morgan gets his hands on it, but watch Dwayne Washington gets his hand in between them and knocks it out. And it saved valuable time for the Steelers.
Play clock is down to 5, 3, 2, 1. Penalty.
Delay. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Backs the Browns up to the 21.
Well, they flirted with it all day long. Now Kelly Holcomb, he's on the sideline. It's not a timeout. And they actually did him a favor. They haven't started the play clock till now.
3rd and 12. Holcomb throws this side, incomplete, right through the hands of Dennis Northcutt. Holcomb couldn't throw it any better.
He threw a perfect pass to Dennis Northcutt. He's the inside receiver, going to go up the field and break it back out. Oh, the Steelers, Deshae Townsend got knocked off by one of his teammates. Oh, I'm sorry, Hank Poteet did.
Randall L. is deep. Fair catch called for and made just inside the 40-yard line. So Pittsburgh gets what it wants. A defensive stand, the ball back, 2:35 to play, and a timeout to use.
It couldn't have worked out better for him, Greg. 2 incomplete passes stopped the clock, and you're right. 1 timeout plus a 2-minute warning. And what this will do, too, Cleveland now cannot play a defense that allows them to go slowly down the field.
What a day Tommy Maddox and Kelly Holcomb have posted here. Cleveland took up only 31 seconds on that last possession. Three-man rush. Pass down the middle. Wide open inside the 40-yard line is Plexico Burress.
That's what you got to do. You have to throw routes that go across the field. Tommy Maddox looked it off and had a big hole to the backside and made the perfect throw.
15 seconds to the 2-minute warning. And Maddox not in any hurry to get this off before the 2-minute warning. They do get it off just in time. Throwing to the far side, and he underthrew his intended receiver, Plexico Burress. 1:56 on the clock. We'll be back. The way these teams played during the regular season, could you expect anything else? Pittsburgh won twice, both times by 3, once in overtime. 1:56 to play. 2nd and 10 for the Steelers at the Cleveland 37. Maddox throws it this side. That's complete, and Heinz Ward out of bounds at the 27-yard line.
The Steeler receivers are just so quick coming out of cuts. It's almost impossible to cover the inside receivers one-on-one. Heinz Ward, Randall L. They come out of their breaks. Tommy Maddox throws it on time. Just be prepared to make a tackle.
Ward's extra spin was good for a first down from the 27-yard line. Comes the blitz. Maddox throwing this side, complete to the 10-yard line. Plexico Burress. Clock continues to move.
Plexico Burress uses his speed. He takes him up the field, and then when he breaks out, look at the throw. Right on time, right to the body, easy catch. Bill Cowher said, and we said earlier, he doesn't fear getting behind like he used to because his offense, it's different now in Pittsburgh. They're built to come from behind. 1st and goal from the 10.
Maddox throwing to the 5, inside the 5. And Heinz Ward with the grab and timeout to stop the clock with 58 seconds.
Heinz Ward caught a pass earlier for a touchdown. This is the same play. Boy, that's a nice catch in traffic.
Ward lost his helmet but kept the football. So now Pittsburgh is out of timeouts as well. 58 seconds on the clock. And 3 yards from the end zone in a lead.
Well, it's really not a factor, Greg, the fact that they do not have any timeouts left. With 58 seconds, 2nd down from the 3-yard line. They can run it, they can do anything, they can take their time.
You know, it has been at times a penalty-filled game, but you can't say enough about both of these teams.
Well, the Browns, aggressive, got out front. The Steelers just hung in there. They avoided game-ending situations about 3 times, really. They scored. They stopped the Browns a few times, made them kick field goals. They finally made a defensive stand when they needed it.
Keep in mind, these Browns are in the postseason thanks to a terrific goal line stand a week ago. 2nd and goal. Fuamatu Ma'afala, touchdown! It has taken the Steelers until 54 seconds remain on the clock in regulation to grab their first lead. They've scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes and 12 seconds, and they'll go for 2 here. And to those fans who left early in the fourth quarter, you'd kind of like to go, what were you thinking?
Yeah, really. I even said it when he left, Greg. I didn't understand. It's a playoff game. You wait so long for it.
Heinz, Ward, now with the direct snap. And the pass to the end zone is good. Antoine Randall L. throwing to Jeremy Tooman. We said earlier, the Steelers lead the league in wide receivers who can play quarterback.
Well, first you got Heinz Ward at quarterback. Then he hands it off to another wide receiver. That's so tough for a defense to react to. And then he throws it. The receiver should be wide open. First the touchdown, the draw play to Fuamatu Ma'afala. Then what's the 2-point conversion? Handoff to Randall L., the ex-quarterback, waits and finds the open guy in the end zone.
Boy, what a lineup. Heinz Ward lined up at the quarterback position. He used to quarterback at Georgia. The snap went to Randall L., who is the rookie out of Indiana, where he was the quarterback. Cleveland is out of timeouts.
Well, Greg, twice Pittsburgh has beaten Cleveland by 3 points. One of those times it was overtime.
And looky here, 36-33 Steelers. Reed has not gotten very much depth on his kicks today. At the 10, Andre Davis. Cut down before he reached the 25-yard line. 50 seconds on the clock, and we remind you, coming up on the NFL today, Jim Dion, Dan Boomer, and Shannon Sharp of the Broncos. A complete wrap on the game and all the latest playoff news. Solomon Wilcox with a live report from San Francisco, previewing the 49ers-Giants game coming up on the Subway post-game show. We have a player down on the field. See what the Browns have done in the final minute of the fourth quarter. They have been the cardiac kids. Butch Davis looking on as he sees his player helped off the field. And it is Andre Davis who is the ball carrier. So the Browns, hopeful of at least a shot at a game-tying field goal. 50 seconds on the clock. The line of scrimmage, the Cleveland 24. No timeouts on either side. Holcomb with time, throwing this sideline. It is complete and out of bounds. The catch made by Kevin Johnson, just short of the 40-yard line, but enough for a first down. 44 seconds.
Well, Kelly Holcomb knows the situation. Look down the field, and if you throw it short, it must be to a receiver who can get out of bounds.
From the 38. Hit as he released it, incomplete. Jason Gilden, number 92. 9 sacks on the season. Almost got to Holcomb there. 2nd and 10.
And what you just could hope for, Greg, if you're the Cleveland Browns, get another completion, at least get it to midfield, and that way you could get 2 chances to throw the football in the end zone on a jump ball type of situation.
Phil Dawson, the Cleveland kicker, has hit a 52-yard field goal this season, his longest. Holcomb over the middle. That's complete to Jamel White, and White is down at the 45-yard line. 30 seconds and the clock is running.
Well, you're right. One more. You'd have to get a long completion now, 15, at least 15 yards, to give yourself a chance to try a long field goal.
3rd and 3. Quick pass. That's complete. Into Pittsburgh territory, 45-yard line. Northcutt with the catch. Holcomb looking to spike the ball, and does, stopping the clock with 7 seconds to play.
You take one more throw. You try to throw to the sidelines, something fairly quick, I would think, and then I would try the long field goal. And if you don't get the completion, then you throw the football long into the end zone and hope for the victory.
Line of scrimmage, 45-yard line. It looks like the Steelers will rush. Well, they have 2 down linemen and now a 3rd. Holcomb throwing. Complete inside the 30-yard line, looking for the out-of-bounds marker, and he got there. No, now ruled caught, but we're out of time. The official was waving his arms, but the clock had expired. The Steelers have won, and they'll advance.
The football came up just short. It didn't allow Cleveland to get out of bounds fast enough.
Andre King had a shot if he had caught the ball on the run.
That's right. Andre King not able to get out of bounds before time expired.
Butch Davis looking for a miracle down the sideline and just didn't get it. Kelly Holcomb came up that short in his 4th career start. Holcomb threw for 429 yards in defeat. Maddox 367 yards in victory. For Phil Simms and Armin Kateyan, Greg Gumbel saying so long from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. The Steelers win it 36-33. We invite you to stay tuned for the Subway post-game show. It's been a heck of a day here in Pittsburgh. The Steelers advance. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.